Colin, can you just reiterate what you were telling us all season about Chris's leadership qualities? But it's more about
average year. I think Chris kind of epitomises what the club is about in terms of the structures that were put in place by people like Mark Evans, Colin Osborne, many moons ago. He doesn't get ahead of himself. He's ultra competitive, and this will be parked after a night of enjoyment, and it'll be a question of how we can improve, because good teams win, great teams can kick on. This group of players, because of the type of person Robbo is, won't be allowed to rest in their laurels, and I'm delighted for him. The disappointment of the World Cup is behind him, and he can look forward to a few weeks holiday in South Africa.
Chris, if you would indulge us with your thoughts about the season, when the season began. You won in the World Cup, you're ending it, man of the match, scored a crucial try, lift a trophy for Harlequins, and you're England captain on a great Six Nations, now going to South Africa. It's not too shabby, is it?
No, I mean, it's been a brilliant individual year. I've loved every moment of it, but it's not about myself, it's about everyone in the squad this season. I mean, and the coach has been brilliant. I've been surrounded by some great players and coaches who have allowed me to go out there and conduct myself in the manner I hopefully have. But it's about the squad, and it's nice to repay the fans. I mean, we walked over here this morning, and it gave us kind of a guard of honour coming in, and it was quite emotional for myself and a lot of players who've been at the club for about 8 years now, and of course we've had our highs and lows and a bit of drama and this and that. And it's nice to repay them with something like that, and they've been so loyal and great to us. It's all about the team and the squad today. It's not an individual effort. Everyone's put there. It's been an 8-month year or whatever it is, 8-month season, and another couple of months pre-season, and it's about everyone doing their job on the day, which has made us lead the table from the third game. And a lot of people have written us off all year and said we're only there for the World Cup, so it's nice to prove a lot of people wrong, and come out victorious like that is a huge honour. I mean, we'll enjoy tonight for what it is, I'm sure. And then we'll rest up over the summer and then come back and try to do it all again.
Conor, congratulations on a great team performance, but could I ask you about Danny Kerr, who's had a quite turbulent year, a year that's ended today in the club sense, with a tremendous performance.
I thought he was incredible today, and he was buzzing around and creating gaps, and DC is the first to admit that he made mistakes. He had a lot to cope with on his plate. He's a young man. And he made some mistakes that were unforgivable, but we were aware of the facts of a lot of things that went on as well, and we want to grow as people within the club, but young men are going to make mistakes, and as long as you've got people like the man sitting beside me, and not just him, a whole group of players who are actually willing to support each other to make them better, to help them, they'll understand. And I actually think you're going to see a much more mature and better Danny Kerr in the years to come. He's only 25, and he's learned some hard lessons, and hopefully he's going to repay the faith that people within the England setup as well as Harlequins have shown him. But I keep on saying, David, about Danny, you could not come across a nicer bloke. He made mistakes which he shouldn't have made, but there's not a bad bone in that guy's body. All scrum halves need to be cheeky, but he just has to control where he's cheeky.
Chris, what was the difference between the Harlequins and the Leicester who played last month in a sensational game, but you got nothing out of it, and today, which you bossed for most of it?
Yeah, I think we were probably more intense today. I mean, you look at that game we played a month ago, whatever it is now, and we let ourselves down that kind of 5 minutes before half time. I think we let 10 points slip in that 5 minute gap. This time we knew they had a guy in the bin, and we needed to make it count. I think it was a great game for the neutrals and everyone who came to watch. It was both teams went out there to play rugby, and hopefully it looked that way from the sideline. I mean, it was a great game to be involved in, and just so honoured to win it.
Conor, can you just speak a little bit about Tom Williams? He was obviously a central figure in something that happened 3 years ago, but he sort of picked himself up off the floor, he's dusted himself down, and he just got on with it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot of people went through a lot of tough times within the club, and maybe that's a personal full stop. I don't know. I felt his kick chase against Toulouse earlier on in the season was that marked him back to where Tom Williams was. I remember sitting with Evs, Mark Evans, around a decade ago, trying to sign him from Queen's to London Irish, and Evs wouldn't let me. So he's been a talented guy, and I looked at people like him and Moners today and Brownie at the back, and it just means so much to them to have spent so much time together, and I think that's why they go that extra yard and extra mile. And I know it was tight today and the games were on such small margins, we could have lost, wouldn't have deserved to, but you don't always get what you deserve in life. So I'm delighted for Tommy, and delighted for the whole squad, to be fair. We had training on Thursday, and after the training, Sam Smith, who was left out for today, Chris York, who's leaving the club at the end of the year, and Seb Stegman, who contributed so much, stayed out to do extras. It was their last session of the year, but they didn't stop, and that made me as happy as watching today. Maybe just marginally more happy today, obviously, but we're going places, and Tommy has contributed hugely to the development of some of those young players. What he does behind the scenes with them, Chris will say, he does a huge amount of video work because he's a lot of experience, so really happy for him.